What's going on, everyone? It's who you know. It's Dahlia. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today? Doing good? That's good, that's good. Listen, this vlog is just going to be a vlog that I really think everyone needs to hear. Everyone needs to hear it. It's very important. Okay, so whatever you're doing, stop doing it, sit down, and listen. Okay? You need to know the truth about why you're someone that has felt like life has gotten so hard about you knowing the meaning of life. And I know that's basically everyone right now. I know that's how things have gotten in America, and I know that that's how it's gotten in any nation that has truly become economically hell. And our nation is starting to become more and more hellish, and I know that it all starts when you have too many managers, you have too many leaders that push people to share the meaning of life with them. Only the problem is that there is a world that they oftentimes don't know about that really is the truth of how we're going to have a nation that explains how we can truly, explain the idea that so many people my age and younger now, some people that are older than me too, are starting to realize as well that the idea of a timeless economic prosperity with which everyone says we, should go back to, the time of when you could be middle class and it truly not be because you said you figured it out, as it's become today. The reality is this: the more and more leaders, and I strongly emphasize on leaders because of this one false pretense a lot of them have lived under. This is what you gotta come here. I want you to listen. It is because they have lived under the philosophical pretense that given to jealousy, if you're truly living in a location that allows you to be jealous. And the problem with that is that ultimately it is nothing more than laziness from these leaders, from these people in charge of people that are really supposed to be the ones focused more on philosophy than the people that are just the working class, just the working bees of so said working cultures and government programs. So many people have become so pressured as just a regular worker who has no interest in really talking about philosophy to give these leaders the meaning of life. And I find it very disgusting. It's very disgusting because it should really be the other way around. Leaders are supposed to be the ones that share the meaning of life, not expect it from their subordinates in the working environment. They're not supposed to be the ones that count on their workers to give them that insight. Well, this is true that everyone in a desirable society that promotes wealth equality and prosperity to all, the way to do that is to, of course, give everyone the meaning of life. The problem is that leadership has expected that discussion on the meaning of life to really be based on their workers when that shouldn't be happening. It should be the other way around. I don't know why it's not. And the only thing I could say is it's once again radical extremists believing that they should be allowed to be jealous. They should be allowed to be jealous. And a lot of us are just like, well, obviously jealousy is a normal emotion. It's just, why do you insist that then means people need to truly uncomfortably share and talk about philosophy to people when they're not interested, because their life they've really built was never really about them talking about philosophy. Again, they can have a philosophy, they can have an understanding of the meaning of life, but they're not supposed to be in a role that says they talk about the meaning of life. That's what leadership is supposed to be about. And so here's my explanation. So it just finally puts the nail in the coffin. So many people need to just accept the meaning of life the way it is. That we are biologically tethered to the parents biologically that we have. The people, if let's say you can't call them your actual parents, just the people that biologically made you, you're neurologically still tied to them. And this changes the way you communicate because of a variety of reasons we already know. I grew up, and I'll just say, I mean, it's okay if you assume that I came from two white parents, but the reality is I didn't. I didn't. So before anybody thinks that I'm like some spoiled white kid that came from white parents trying so hard to come off Hispanic, I'm like, you should probably really be taking a look at the people who keep promoting jealousy before you pay attention to someone like me who really is just like, that should come natural. That should not be something you have to really work hard to make happen. But here's the main point. How we communicate really does get influenced by the people who made us, our makers. How we sound is influenced by them. And therefore how we come off is influenced by them. And that's really the only piece of advice you're ever going to need to really live your life. Yeah, I can go into a discussion all day long about how I really hate how there's a huge discrimination that I've seen growing about black-haired women being considered some of the best yoga teachers in reality, but that's another story. I'm making a song about it called The Psychology of the Black-Haired Woman's Feet. Very interesting idea, but yeah, you'll just have to look out for that. You'll have to listen to it when it comes out. It'll basically put better into perspective what I mean about truly knowing how to feel like an actual whole person in a way that really reveals discrimination from people who are just jealous and need to learn that politically it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, doesn't matter if you're Democratic. If you're just fueled by jealousy, you're just coming off the same way. You're just coming off discriminative of a lot of people who truly grew up a certain way and truly grew up knowing the people who influence them to become who they are, to become genuinely, just biologically what we are. People like me who can say, no, we didn't grow up with two white parents, biologically two white parents. People like me didn't grow up biologically because of two white parents. And I know it truly has affected me neurologically, that now I know that my ability to interpret information and really be able to navigate collaboration, cooperation, and all the necessary things in any kind of workplace environment, and even in my personal life, just being able to really understand how to respect the society that people really want, which is to say, if they're not really in a leadership role that's about the meaning of life, why the fuck has it gotten so politically bad that just your regular McDonald's employee is expected to know more the meaning of life than your IT management team? So, food for thought on that. But anyway, you've learned it from me. If you really are staying to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone that watches my videos and learns from me. And really, this is the most important thing to truly just learn from. To learn from me about that. If you don't want to be in a leadership role, you have your right to defend your right to not have to really talk philosophy to people, to not really have to talk the meaning of life to people. Know the meaning of life, sure, but not necessarily have to share it the way a lot of corrupt leaders that are just fueled by jealousy want it to be. When they should be the ones more concerned about actually sharing philosophy, they want to be the ones that are just in their receptive language about everyone else's, instead of learning the difference even between expressive language and receptive language creatively. They are so fucked. They are so fucked. So there you go. I hope everyone's learned something valuable tonight. Stay safe and really chew on what I've shared. Thank you so much. And I love every one of you. Take it easy.